Hmm. Good evening. Today, we're going to be talking about a wonderful, a beautiful time in my life called the Doordash days. Just trademark that. Um, so, I feel like far more interesting than what I'm about to talk about is the time I was living as like a vagrant on the road for like 7 or 8 months, just like traveling the country. But that is not what I'm talking about today. I'll talk about that soon. But I sustained myself while doing that through Doordash, and I lived in my car. Um, and I missed that time of my life actually quite a bit. But, excuse me, I'm going to be telling you my quote unquote horror stories about Doordash because there are some horrible things that have happened to me, and I'm very angry about it, and I'm thinking about it still today. So here's what they are. When I decided to go live on the road, I started in, we'll just say like the Northeast. Then I went down to Kentucky, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, and I really ended up liking Texas a lot, um, specifically San Antonio. So that's where I was for a while, San Antonio, Texas. Probably like 6 of those months were just there. Um, so I don't know if it's just San Antonio specifically, but like never had another issue quite as bad as that. The places there, like it was like such a common thing that if I was doing a DoorDash order, there was just like a 50% chance it was just gonna just go to hell. So to begin with, I don't know if this is like a Texas thing, but apparently like they just like close a bunch of highway exits at at nighttime. I got they like do road repairs and like construct highways at night, which is cool because then you don't have to deal with it during the day. However, I don't know my way around that place, and I never will. Um, and I tried to DoorDash a couple nights around like midnight. I was just like, whatever, I'm bored. It's way too hot to sleep. Might as well make money. And oh, such a nightmare. I looped around like a highway, like one of those like diamond shaped, like on off ramp areas for like 40 minutes with this guy's like taco palanquin or taco, is it, what is it? Palanquin? Whatever. His food. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. And I'll tell you what, I decided to put the address in Google Maps instead of the DoorDash tracking. Um, that was one of the worst mistakes I've ever made because it it made me drive off road. Like it literally just told me, like I was I don't even know how to begin this. I, he was like texting me, "Are you coming? Are you coming? Why are you just still in that same spot?" Because he couldn't tell that I was trying to move around, and he could just see me in the same area. And every apartment complex in San Antonio seems like it needs a gate. I don't know if there's a single one that doesn't have a gate around it, which I hate. Uh, so I put it into Google, and I went like up over a hill area because I wanted to get off the damn highway, and I finally found a way. And then it just said turn left, and it showed me like this jagged road, and I went. I don't know if they were like building something there at one point and they just abandoned it because there was like an excavator, and I thought, well, okay, maybe there's road back there. I could see like an excavator, and I could see that there was like what I thought was, it was so dark, and like I don't know. I feel like if I was sane, I wouldn't have even considered doing this because I did have to go like over that lip where, you know, when you're on the road, it doesn't just cut to grass instantly. There's like a little thing. So I, I I started seeing cactuses, and I realized that I was not on like a dirt road, but I could already see the other road I needed to be on. So I just kind of bit my tongue and went. And I did not run over any cactuses with my car. Oh yeah, so important detail about me: I got my dream car. It's not really my dream car, but it is a 2014 Cadillac Luxury, which I love very much. Um, so it means a lot to me, and it's kind of a nice car. And also, I got it when it had like 180,000 miles on it, so it was not nearly as expensive as the word Cadillac makes it seem. But I'm still paying it off. It's been like 8 years. Anyway, so I just drove straight through the road, and then my tires were absolutely just caked in mud, and I couldn't grip the road until I drove for like another mile. And he did not give me a bad rating. Finally got there. Did not rate me bad. Made me happy. He was real for that. So back to like the gate thing. Just a big pet peeve is that like people will order DoorDash, and then they just like despawn, or then they just like throw their phone in the toilet or something like that. Like they do not answer you. I call and text and I do everything, and I beg them, please pick up the phone. I feel like Homelander in the final scene of The Boys, like begging them, let me into your complex. So I probably jumped over 80 fences, which are really high, and many of them have barbed wire. No injuries, but it's bad. So they just they give me a gate, or they don't give me a gate code, and then I pull up and I just cannot. Some of them have like security, like armed guards. Like it's already like the richest area of the city, and then so I pull up, and then they're like, I'm gonna need your ID, and you're gonna need to tell me what you're doing here. And I give it to him, and then I just like see him, and then he like calls. He's like, guy says he's delivering food. You order this? Like, yeah, I have the bag here with the person's name on it. Please, just like, come on. It's insulting. Like, it's annoying. I get like there's nothing wrong with wanting a secure area to live, but holy crap, like, am I being petty? Like, I don't know, because I had to deal with this so frequently. Maybe, but like, how do moms arrange play dates with their kids? Like, oh hey, bring little Timmy over. They're gonna point guns at him when he comes over, but just tell him to tell them it's for Mary or whatever her name is. I don't know. Like, no, they didn't actually point any weapons at me. Well, not those ones. But so my next story is even worse than I thought. Like even worse than any of that, I think, because now this one is in kind of like a more rough part of the town, and I get that, but like I don't know, like nobody's gonna try to rob that either. So I went. They did give me an entry code. They did. It was like 2 a.m. One of the times I managed to deliver at night, and guess what they needed? An exit code. What? Are you kidding me? Like, and they had literally this, like, they had spike strips that you had to like run over, and they would angle, and then they'd go like this, and if you went back, you'd literally lose your tires. And she wasn't answering the door. And so I just had to bang on a bunch of people's doors in the middle of like a bad part of town at like 3 a.m. as basically like a greasy little goblin man, just to get out. I was so angry. I was furious. Why would you ever need an exit code? What happens if there's like a fire or something and people are trying to get out, and the like I don't know, is that even legal? Like, I was literally a prisoner. I was a prisoner there. I almost just called the police because I didn't know what to do. I just had no idea. It was not the same as the entry code, by the way. If you're gonna comment that, it was not the same. I tried. And even if I didn't remember it, DoorDash clears the conversation with the person after a few minutes for some reason. So that was great. Finally, I found some lady who let me know what the exit code is. That left a horrible taste in my mouth. Awful. So yeah, not all of my DoorDashing experience has been that bad. I love DoorDash. I wouldn't be here without them, like literally. Um, I mean, I really think they have a very predatory like way of doing the work. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Another one. I didn't have an address at that point. My address was my car, and so like normally they send you stuff. Like sometimes they still do it when I need extra cash, which is a lot of time. But they'll send you like a warming tray or whatever for pizza, and this this place wouldn't give me the food because I didn't have a bag because I couldn't get it. And I was like, like she would made a big deal out of it. It was some Italian place. It was like some like Luigi's Pizza, like kind of like it wasn't like you know one like St. Reggie's or anything like that. Like it, I think that's a hotel actually. But point is, it wasn't that big of a deal. And eventually, I wasn't gonna leave. I was saying no, I'm not going to. And if you don't give it to me, I'm not gonna cancel this order. So like I'm not very confrontational, but she was just really annoying me. And she said, "Okay, I'm gonna give it to you this time." And I said, "You're gonna give it to me every time. I don't like the food is getting 10 times colder now than it would have if you just gave it to me and I left 20 minutes ago when I got here." I don't know how they don't see the issue there. I get it. You want your customers to be happy. I actually respect that in a way. I didn't have the bag. You can't say no. Like you know, like sorry, I had a blanket in my car. I usually just throw that on. It's Texas, okay? Like the air outside is hotter than your oven. Anyway, oh, I'm getting heated. I'm literally getting heated thinking about this. And then the last one, which was not as bad as the other ones, but it did annoy me quite a lot, was DoorDash will tell you an address and it will pin it on a little map and it shows you where to go and it tells you directions like a GPS, which is fine and good and helpful for the most part. It doesn't tell me to go off of the road like Google Maps for the most part. This lady's address was what she had on her end. This was like really early when I started and I didn't know what I was like. I didn't know how easy it was to get like disbarred or whatever, from DoorDash. So I was kind of paranoid. I wanted to do everything right. It was the middle of the day, like noon, and this girl was at like some gymnastics practice or something like that. She was like a high school girl, like a kid, and she ordered like a coffee, like Starbucks. I hate to profile, but and it was delivered to her house. She was at gymnastics, so I took it where the DoorDash app told me to take it, which was her house. And you take a picture and you send it, and like I'm about to leave. Wait, that's not where I wanted you to deliver it to. Ooh, I kicked my table. And I would have just said, okay, kick rocks, because like you didn't change it. Sorry, I didn't know that I didn't know really how it worked. So I said, oh, okay, where'd you want it? Literally across town. So I could not get to where she was because she just gave me like some high school, which first of all, I was like 23 and I don't belong at a high school. So, oh man, and she was sending me these text messages that were so annoying. It was like noon, like it was busy. And I was like, hey, okay, like, so she can't see where I am because the delivery was completed. I got the money, but I was still going out of my way to do this for her. She was like, I want you to bring it to my school. And so she can't see me anymore. The GPS is gone. I said, all right, I'm bringing it. And like, she's just like, are you coming? Are you actually coming? Like, cause like, I can't see you, so I'm really worried. And then like, I'm driving in like Texas, and my brain is like leaking out my ears. It's hot. And I didn't answer. Like 5 more minutes later, she sends another text, abandoned, with a crying emoji. I just wanted to throw the damn order out the window or just drink it or whatever. But yeah, I was too paranoid. So I brought it and I just literally left it outside the school because I wasn't going to deal with like teachers and security or whatever. I don't know what kind of high school is not the same as it was, especially because I grew up in the north, you know. Um, so that was rough. That that's my experience with DoorDash for the most part. Laura Croft era is what my friends call it. That because I had to jump over fences and do parkour just to like one of this hotel had like 9 foot tall fencing, and I literally had to like push my hands out, like not to break the fence. I'm not Hulk, just to like climb up and use my legs to like it like spider up it, I guess. Ugh. So we can say I left a bad taste in my mouth. You get it? Because it's DoorDash. I do love DoorDash. Thank you, DoorDash, for not sponsoring this video. Of course. If you have any DoorDash stories or any stories in general, subscribe, comment. Okay. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. I saw Spider-Man today. I liked it a lot. I actually liked it a lot more. I'm not really a superhero guy, but I liked this one a lot. I saw the other one from a really long time ago, and it was good. Okay. Toodaloo.